Hey, what's up, guys? So this is part two of our first day debrief. I ran out of my SD card full, so that's what killed the first half of the interview, and that's the biggest problem I'm having right now. I'm running out of storage space on my phone and my Osmo, and I'm running out of battery out of both. So that's the challenges I'm running in. So I got to be real careful on what I shoot. Can't get too overzealous on what I want to shoot, and I do that. I see everything. I'm like, oh, wait, let me shoot it, and I got to be more discreet, show more discretion in terms of what I want to shoot, and be more selective. And also, I have got to protect my phone. So here's what happened. So the when I was showing you the bed earlier and my carry-on luggage and it looked like it exploded on my bed. This is what happened. So everything went fine. Got off the flight, and we got to Hong Kong. And then I got out on the street, and I needed to get to the hotel. Now I reached to my phone and I realized, oh my God, I got 5% on my phone when I was walking out of the airport. So then so I had to call the hotel because there was no shuttle bus waiting on me, which I thought, or somebody with my name on it saying, "Hey, Mr. Jackson, I'm here to take you to the Gold Coast Hotel," which in my mind, forgive me, is that was my expectations, which was wrong. So then I get there, and then the guy at the airport told me, "I don't think Gold Coast has a shuttle." And I was like, well, no, it was in their program. I saw that. That's actually why I selected this hotel was the shuttle because it to and fro from the hotel. That's the reason why I picked this. So I'm gonna have to go back and look at that material I looked at. But nonetheless, I asked them, so if they did have a shuttle, where would I find it? So he pointed out the direction, which took me down to an area of buses. So, which turned out to be public buses. I called the hotel, and I realized I'm on international calling now, and there's a higher rate. So anybody who's calling me, don't call me internationally, okay? Use WhatsApp. But so I called the hotel, and they told me get on bus A33. Well, I did get on bus A33, and actually the bus was taking me towards the hotel because I was checking my phone. I wasn't running a GPS tracking, but I was doing updates, just turning it on, turning it off because I'm trying to save battery. Well, eventually, and I can see that I was heading in the right direction. So I thought I'm on the right bus. But then my phone just went dead. It just took a dive. So now I'm with no phone. So now I'm on the bus and I'm looking at the bus. And by the way, I have no phone and Osmo camera, so that's why we didn't have any Osmo shot on this. But so I'm on the bus, and just to let you know, I'm the only African American now. Everywhere I look, no African Americans anywhere. Actually, I haven't seen any foreigners. I've seen one since I've actually got on the bus. I've seen one foreigner, a white dude, and he wasn't from America. I think he was from Australia or something, and he was out panhandling. Um, so that was it. That's the only non-Chinese person I've seen tonight since I've left the airport, which isn't a problem. Which isn't a problem. But okay, so now I have no phone, dead. Okay, I don't know where I'm going. So I get close to the bus driver and I say, Gold Coast, because they don't really know English either. And I say, Gold Coast Hotel. And he goes, yeah. He points that we're going in that direction. And so I'm like, okay, okay. So he knows where I'm going. He's pointing in the same direction the bus is moving. So I'm thinking we're good. So, and then like one stop later, he points, get off the bus. I'm like, okay, so this must be my stop. So I get off the bus, and then I turn around, look around, and there is nothing there that says Gold Coast Hotel. Nothing. There's no signs, no direction, anything. So now I'm just standing there in the middle of bank, in the middle of Hong Kong, not knowing what direction to go to. So I thought, man, you want an adventure? Well, here you go. Here you go. All right, so what are you gonna do? You're stuck in the middle of a foreign town. You don't speak the language. You can't find your hotel. How do you get there? So we started off because there's no electronic devices now. So we have to refer back to the old school way. Going up and trying to get this information on your own. Now, remember, we now have a language barrier. Now, I did buy me some really cool translator earbuds that were absolutely useless to me because I had no phone. So they work through your phone. They do work well, but they work through your phone. And without no phone, they were useless as well. So really, the translator's buds that I was wearing in my ear, totally useless. The phone in my hand, totally useless. So I'm walking around now. I'm asking people, Gold Coast Hotel. Now here, a few people who can speak a little English was able to kind of point in a direction, and actually none of them actually pointed in the right direction. Now that I know where it is, so I'm not quite sure what we were doing or what we were going on there. But and everybody felt like it was just a few minutes away. So that was the thing. I'm thinking, well, I must not be far. Everybody's like 5 minutes, 5 minutes. So anyway, make a long story short, never found it. Couldn't find anybody to give me any real good directions. So at this point, I just ran. I seen a taxi cab, and I just ran up to the taxi cab on Gold Coast Hotel. He knew where it was. So jumped in the cab, jumped in the back, and so he took me to the Gold Coast Hotel. It wasn't 5 minutes away. It was about 10 minutes from where I was, which I thought, man, is this dude jerking me off, or were the directions completely off, or what? So anyway, we pull up to the Gold Coast Hotel, which is a nice hotel, got me there. And I'm happy now as a clam because now I'm finally at my destination. I've been walking around for almost 45 minutes to an hour around downtown. I'm sweaty, I'm nasty, I'm hungry, I'm tired. I was lost. But at the same time, I didn't panic or anything because I'm sitting there like, you wanted an adventure? Well, you got it. So don't you get mad. Don't you get frustrated. Don't you do any of that shit. This is what you want. You got it. You are stuck in the middle of a foreign town, city, and you don't know where you're going, and you got to figure it out. That's what we wanted. So anyway, so we got it. And long story short, we got to the hotel. Now, another problem. I go to pay the driver. He doesn't accept MasterCard or Visa. So we got to work out the cash problem. He only took cash. So luckily, the receptionist at the desk of my hotel was able to go ahead and put a little cash advance on my account, and I was able to pay the taxi cab driver. So that was great. Happy as a lamb. Now I've got my room. So I get to my room, and I'm like, okay, so let me go charge my phone. So I go to look for my phone. It wasn't there. So that explosion you saw on my bed was me going through my backpack looking through my phone. It wasn't in my backpack. So then I run down to the desk and I'm like, did I leave my phone here? Didn't leave it there. And then it hit me. I knew exactly where it was because I remember looking at it. When I jumped into the back of the taxi cab, I threw my backpack on the back seat and I put my phone on top of it. I remember looking at my phone. And I remember looking at it going, why is my phone out? It's useless to me. It should be in my backpack. I got distracted over something. So make a long story short, now I have left my phone in the back of a taxi cab in Hong Kong. So I immediately, now I'm thinking about panicking because now this was just stupidity on my part and something that we should never do. So I go down to the front desk, and here's where I want to kick in, and here's where it gets interesting. So the young lady at the front desk who checked me in, she looked at me, she goes, Mr. Jackson, I'm really sorry about that. Are you concerned? And I'm like, well, yeah, that's my phone. She said, well, look, she first asked me, do you have a receipt from the taxi cab? And he gave me a receipt. And I thought, yes, I do. So I went up to my room to look for a receipt, which I thought I had, and I brought it back down, but it actually was something else that somebody gave me in Chinese. So I couldn't even tell whether it looked like a receipt, but it wasn't. She's like, unfortunately, this is not your receipt. So now I don't even know what I did with the receipt. Still haven't found it. I know I didn't throw it away, but It's somewhere. I still can't find it. But to make a long story short, she looks at me and says, Mr. Jackson, we're going to take care of you. She said, our security cameras, we have security cameras all over the place. What we can do is find that cab, find we have security cameras. We can get the license number of the cab, contact the cab company, and we can have them return your phone. And she didn't say this, but the feeling I got is, you guys have done this before. Obviously, this has happened many times and you have done it before. But her confidence that she conveyed and the way she handled her job professionally told me, I got this. She said, Mr. Jackson, what you should do is the McDonald's was the only place around we had talked earlier. It's about to close and you should go get you some food before it closed and then go eat and relax. While we take care of this. And I'm like, well, I appreciate that, but I really wasn't hungry anymore now because my phone is gone and my appetite had left. So I told her I was going to go up to the room and finish, take a shower and wait on her to call me. So I get up to my room, 10, 15, maybe not even 10 minutes later, my phone rings and it's the front desk. And she's guess what, Mr. Jackson? Your taxi cab driver has returned with your phone. Yes, yes, yes. I mean, who loses their phone in downtown Hong Kong in the back of a taxi cab and gets it back like within an hour? Yeah, so, all right, so lesson, we're happy. We're happy, but yeah, stupid, stupid, stupid. So here's what we're gonna learn, and we're gonna make this short because I got to get to bed because we gotta get up, we got stuff to do in the morning, and we gotta get back to the airport. But we are going to take our time and make sure whatever we came in there with, we're leaving with the same amount. Okay? We're no longer in a rush. I know I was happy that I was at the hotel. I was quickly to grab my thing and jump out of the cab. Make sure you get everything that you came in with. Number two, I was holding that phone in my hand. That phone was dead. There was no reason for me to be carrying a phone in my hand. That phone should have been stowed away in my backpack because it was absolutely of no use to me. So this whole mental thing is we got to have this phone in our hand and blah, 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 blah. That phone was dead. Go into the backpack. So until we can bring it back alive again, let it be there so we can find it again. So yeah, we got to take our time and make sure, we're getting older, but at the same time, we're not going to let that be an obstacle. I'm doing this whole trip because of this. I believe the mind gets old and the body follows. That's just my belief and that's just my opinion. I believe if we keep the mind young, then the body will follow. And that to me is why I'm kind of leaving the country because I feel like I kind of got into a rut and everything was on routine and on autopilot and my brain was just not because we're on autopilot, I needed the challenges. I feel like now I'm back almost like going to college, leaving Cincinnati to go to Columbus and you're just not at home anymore. So you gotta be more mature, more mature, more responsible. You gotta be more on your toes. Gotta be 10 toes down all the time. All the time. There is no relaxing or we can chill or any of that. I mean, we can do that, but we have to do it intellectually now. We have to be smart about it now. And we can't just assume and expect things to happen as they would have happened back in the States. So that's my story. That's the end of a really great day for me. From starting off Sunday night in the hotel, jumping in the car, driving to New York, jumping on a plane, getting here, walking through Hong Kong, lost like a lost puppy, but finding my way home. As much as that might have been frustrating, like I said, when it happened, it was like, don't get mad. You want an adventure. Now you got one. You got one. It was really weird feeling like the only black person within like the whole city. I didn't see any foreigners. I mean, none. For my little transfer to the hotel, I saw none but one. I saw one. So No, I'm sorry. I did see one Indian lady. I saw one Indian lady. So, but that was it. But just to wrap this up, because we're going to run out of space and we're going to try to keep this short. It was a good day. There are things we're going to have to do in terms of our production and being here on the battery and the storage, because there's some things that we missed that I wanted to shoot. And then there were some things that maybe probably didn't need to shoot. So we need to kind of really filter that down and get on top of that so we can give you guys the best production value. Because to me, I'm an old school dude. It's about production value. So we're going to definitely do that. Like I said, you're seeing two different cameras. You're seeing right now my mobile phone, and then we have my Osmo camera. So right now I gotta make sure they stay charged. I won't be using my phone for phone calls a lot, probably, but I do need that map to work. I definitely need the map to work. So we have to have that available. I need to have my translator available. Need the phone for that. Definitely need to have the translator available. So yeah. So those are things, those are takeaways from today. We're going to digest that information and we're going to put it right here. And we're going to add that to the data bank and we're going to improve our situation going forward. So anyway, this is the end of part 2, the end of a very long day, the end of travel day. We are at our first layover, Hong Kong. Our next stop will be Bangkok, about a 3 to 4 hour flight. So we're going to get up. We're going to try to get some coverage shots of Hong Kong. I'm near the beach, but we're going to work our way back. I decided to actually take that public bus that I got off of. I've decided to take that back to the airport because it is cheaper. And now I got an idea where to get it. It's 10 minutes from the hotel, but that will allow me to walk to that area and catch the bus. And I will use that to get my coverage shots for Hong Kong. I'm also going to stop by the beach. And so we're going to get our coverage shots on the way back to the airport, but we're going to kind of get back to the airport as early as possible. I had originally planned to spend a lot more time in Hong Kong. That didn't happen because basically of what happened. It really, time got shortened. So I'm going to get back to the airport. My goal is to get back into the first class lounge because I lost some stuff. I have no shaving cream, no toothpaste, a few other things I lost in the TSA line. So I know that they have a lot of these things in the first class lounge and in the bathroom and stuff like that. They have showers and things like that. So I'm hoping to find some of these things so I can at least get me a good shave and stuff like that, and a lotion, whatever, things like that. So anyway, hey guys, it was a good day. It was definitely a challenging day. But like I said, you want adventure, you want travel, you want journey, you want reality, this is it. Do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, please comment. And if you have any tips for me or going forward, please add that down to the comments field because I know a lot of you guys are world travelers as well. So if you got tips for me, hey, shoot me out a comment. Once again, much love. Happy traveling, folks. And peace. This is KJ, and I'm out. I'm going to get some sleep because we got shit to do in the morning.